Hello and welcome to Sweet Health for Life. I'm your host Zuri, and thanks for tuning in. You know, obviously you're looking for something, and hopefully I can be a guide of, I'm sure, many others that are on YouTube trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. Now, a little bit about myself before we get into our ingredients for today. I am a certified nutritionist as well as a personal trainer. Now, I love the body. I love taking care of my body, and I love giving information to other people to help them along their journey so that they can live optimally, because overall, that's what we're all striving for. We all want happiness. We all want peace. And you know, that's the underlying basis to life, is harmony, happiness, peace. But with all of the crap that we're eating and all the junk we're inundated with every day, it's a little tough to try to get on the right path. So you have an individual such as myself trying to bring you an up-close personal view of how I live. Like I said, I have a love for proper care of the body and taking care of your cells, because bear in mind, we are just the vehicle transporting these lovely, harmonious cells in our body around. And if we don't take care of these cells, they will let us know. You know, when we get sick and we're depressed, we're walking around bloated, we got these ADHD and all this crap, and what we do, we'll run to the doctor, and the doctor will do what? Write us up a prescription. If this pill don't work, come back to me, I'll prescribe you another pill. You know, don't get me wrong, no diss to any medical doctors, because hey, you went to school, you got the skill sets to do whatever it is that you do, but when it comes to nutrition and proper care of the body, I'm not going to go to a doctor for advice on how to take care of this machine. Because guess what? We as individuals have the intuition, but again, because of all the overload and overkill of all the external forces swarming us daily, distracting us, we're so remotely removed from how we should be living our lives. So, individuals such as myself, once again, I'm here to help you because I love you. And you know why I love you? Because I love myself. And we're all one. So there is no separate entities here. We are all one. We're connected with nature. Nature's connected with us. Man, I don't care whatever you may have been taught, but we are not superior to nature. We are all one. Therefore, I love myself, and I'm living proof of it. I take good care of my body because I want to live long, but not only do I want to live long, but I want to live long and healthy. There's reports stating that people are living a lot longer these days. Well, that may be true. They're living longer, but they're living longer in agony and with sickness. And that is not the path that I want you to live, my friend. So, today what I'm making is, I guess you can call it a sea moss punch. Sea moss, also known as Irish moss to like many islanders, is a sea plant, and it looks like this. And I ordered this from a place in St. Lucia. However, the distribution center obviously is in Texas, because when I received the package, it said Texas. So I'm going to have to give them a call about that, because I'm on the website, and you know, the reason I purchased from this particular site is because they had great reviews on having really good raw sea moss. Now, sea moss can come in various forms. It can come in a straight raw form, which is this form. This is dried seaweed, or excuse me, dried sea moss. And it can also come in like already like in a powdered form, in some other form, like a flake form or whatnot. Now, what I did with this is I boiled it. I took about a cupful and just boiled it, or allowed the water to boil. Then I stuck the sea moss inside of the boiling water. And then I added some cinnamon and some nutmeg, just to give it a little taste, because the sea moss is sort of tasteless. You really can't taste it. But sea moss, I tell you, has so many vital nutrients in it. It Currently has, it's loaded with life-enhancing nutrients such as sulfur, bromine, iodine, protein, iron, magnesium, and pectin, along with a host of others. This is like one of the elixirs of life. And we had some yesterday, and we just felt, for the first time actually, and we just felt great. And then we have our great blueberries, which I'm sure you should know, or you've heard, these are antioxidants as well as anti-aging. They have anti-aging properties in them. And, you know, antioxidants help with free radicals, you know, fighting free radicals that tend to attack our cells from all the pollution and whatnot that's going on in our nation. And, of course, we have our wonderful almonds, which I love. Matter of fact, you know, it's interesting because years ago, before I became health conscious, you know, I would grab a tasty cake. If I wanted to settle a craving, it would be a tasty cake, some potato chips, you know, just something processed and overall totally not good for me. So in it now, you know, it's like I can't even pick myself up to buy those things out of the store because eating properly has become a way of life for me. And that's ultimately where we want to get you. And it's not going to be an overnight process because, like I said, I've been practicing this for 5 years and I am still learning. You know, I'm still growing in this field. I don't claim to have all the answers. I don't claim to know it all by any means necessary. You know, this is a working process. Just for example, the Food and Drug Administration came out with the food pyramid and then came back a little later, a couple years later, a few years later, and said, oops, we made a mistake. You know, but they are well trusted, you know, administration to some, and, you know, people trust their information that they put out to us. But hey, we all make mistakes, right? So I don't claim to know all the answers. As a matter of fact, there's this wise saying that real knowledge is a knowing that you know absolutely nothing. So, but what I do know is my body, and I listen to it, and I just go with it. For example, some days my body may say, you know what? I want an apple today, and I may just have an apple for breakfast. Later on it may say, hey, I want some vegetables, some greens, and I'll do some greens. Now, I try not to put myself in categories by saying I'm a vegan or vegetarian. However, I do not eat red meat. I do not eat chicken. I sparingly eat fish. I do a lot of raw foods. I like to vary it up because, you know, I don't, and I'm not here to discredit anybody who is a straight raw dietist or somebody who does eat meat or somebody, you know, like I said, I try not to categorize myself. I just listen to my body and follow what my body says, and it hasn't led me wrong so far. So once again, I'm just here to give you some alternatives. So let's get back to these products and ingredients that we're going to be putting in our recipe. Okay, so once again, raw almonds. Now, I prefer them raw, obviously, because anything in its pure state is going to be better for you. So these are high in nutrients. You know, they are packed with energy. I mean, and definitely with iron, vitamin E, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, just a whole host of nutrients and minerals. And the list goes on. And then, of course, oh my gosh, our wonderful, lovely banana. Ha 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 ha. Say hello, banana. Well, our banana, you know how they say an apple a day will keep the doctor away? A banana a day will certainly do the trick, because bananas, and let me just make sure I get my facts straight, but they have 2 times as many carbohydrates as an apple, and carbohydrates are good for you. Carbohydrates is the #1 chief energy source, contrary to whatever you may have been taught about, oh, you want protein, protein, protein. You want carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, but the chief energy source is carbohydrates. These little babies are packed with energy. So opposed to picking up that cup of coffee, pick up a banana. It will do the trick. Then we have it's vitamin A. It's giving vitamin A, iron, 3 times as much as phosphorus. It's just a superfood. And, oh, I didn't show you what the iris moss looks like once it is in like a gel type form. So once after you boil it and you strain it, meaning, you know, just tilt the pot over like a strainer so that the actual sea moss, which is this stuff, does not